every time I've fallen apart, just like you were talking about getting stronger and being kind of pushed, you've learned something. Every time you get back up off the floor, you know that you've done it once. So it makes it easier to get up again. You're like, all right, I'm broken. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to mourn the loss of who I was and express myself in this moment and be upset and say that that's a valid feeling, because everybody keeps telling you, just smile through it. That's not reality. Sometimes you need to cry and you need to be upset at the struggle that you're in so that you can really move on without resentment and know that I got up once, I'll get up again. Let's go.
So you do that so many times throughout life.
Yeah, at this point, I actually get excited about it. I was like, all right, I'm going to learn so much stuff today.
I know, that's my point. I was like, I would get the back surgeries. When you were talking about the wheelchair and the bed and the down, there's a lot of in between and all that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like that's
there's a lot of bedpans.
It's just when you're sitting there and someone else is having to take care of you. With us, like what was my buddies, we would kidnap each other out of the hospital, and which always wasn't a good idea, but we'd have so much fun with this is how we kind of come at it as well. I mean, whoever's going through it is miserable. They just are. It's just miserable. But when the people around you are having fun with you in your misery, I know this sounds weird, but then you see the comedy in it, and it's like, because you're getting better. You never get battle weakened. You just get battle hardened. If we've been knocked down, the bones out of us laying there, world taken from you.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Right. Some
of it's different, but the journey is different for everybody. And some people just don't bounce back up. Some people, it's either that they don't have the support system, they don't have the encouragement around them, or they don't make the conscious decision to try. And that's why it's so incredibly important for those of us who have gotten back up to be able to be a force to remind people that getting up is an option, and to show them that every time we get back up, we are stronger, and it's going to take time, and it's hard, and it's messy, and it sucks. But at the same time, it's amazing and beautiful.
Oh, right.
I would not take back losing my hearing. I would not take back all of the surgeries or all of the pain or all of the frustration or having my mom have to bathe me or having to pee in a bucket. Like, I would not take back any of these horrible things. That's what it felt like, horrible things that have happened to me, because they have changed me so much for the better.
It's like sometimes you forget we work so hard trying to take care of everybody else that we hurt ourselves and we damage ourselves, and you're laying there busted up. And that's kind of the point to where I had to look at it like detention on purpose, so they could take care of me for a second, to remind me how wonderful it was to have it, to have those kind of around me. And then those are the ones you get the most upset. It's funny, right? When you're healing and you're busted up, those that are around you trying to help you get better, those are the ones you yell at the most. I think it's a special kind of treat, a special gift you have to deal with people. Some of us when we're going through that. It absolutely is. And isn't that crazy? Like, they're the ones you come down on hardest. I mean, that ought to let you know how strong they are, right? And as that one thing sharpens and tempers the other, as we go through it, you realize, like, if something will come up, be like, oh, it's just one more thing. No, it's just the way it is. This is like, well, this is our path. We have to carry it. I mean, I wouldn't want somebody else to, because I don't think they train as hard as I did. You get to where you're working, we go through so much stuff, and you're like, hey, I actually love my burden because I learned how to get good at it. I learned how to carry it. So it's not a burden anymore, man. I put that sucker on. Right? I not only put it on, I wear it and let everyone else see it. Just think, if you could hear your voice, we probably couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what a great gift that is.
That at some point it doesn't really matter. I think I think more people are encouraged by the fact that you got back up off the floor than they really ever are about the accomplishments of what you've done afterwards, because the getting up and starting over is the hardest part. And being a person to be a living example that failure is real and that you have the ability to move past it is the biggest encouragement that you can be.
So is that why we all have to go through something, so somebody else will have something to look at? Because
no, I don't think that it's necessarily that you have to go through something. I think that's part of the human experience. This is a This is a messy, broken world full of messy, broken people. And that's just life.
My point exactly.
It's going to be hard. I don't think that it's necessarily like, you know what? Mandy really needs to suffer today. Here, bam. I think it's more, this is a broken world and we are doing our best to navigate through it. And in that, we need to find grace through how we live through our lives.
So that's a great way to say that. We came into this broken world and we're having to put it back together. And as we put it back together, we get broken. We get beat up. Yeah. And that way we put ourselves back together. And that's
all part of it.
Yeah, has to be, right? You get to the point where we kind of experience a lot of things over and over again. Like you'll run into people, you're part of this team. Team Never Quit. That's why we name it that. I mean, some of us down here just always getting into it. Yeah. I mean, what is that? It's like we get good at something. You could be comfortable there. Then the next thing we go into, we think is just as hard as the last thing. And we wouldn't want to do it again, but yeah, we would. We're going to, right? We'll keep going at it. And that just kind of, it shows everybody else in any capacity if they're going through something that, so all of us have to, right? Just to make a move. We all come in, you get knocked down, man, you came in on your back. You couldn't even stand up. And I had buddies that their legs, they were laid up so long and they had atrophied. And they told me that it's like being born again, but you got your old mind. You got to get your body catching back up. You got to light that stuff, the muscles back up, and they just it takes a little bit of time. And then you get back up on step.
It takes a little bit of a lot of time, man.
Right?
I'll tell you what,
right?
For all those surgeries I had, my leg was atrophied for so many years. Like I don't even want to tell you how many years that took just to have a semblance of not a concaved leg. That was just I remember the first day I had like a baby bump of actually just not dipping the wrong direction. And I was just like, oh, it's happening, guys. It's happening. No, but I think it is an amazing thing to note that because of our differences, we really just don't know where people are. Because, it's just like you might have a physical pain. And then we're just shocked and shaken that these people who have millions and millions of dollars, who live in these beautiful houses and they have these beautiful jobs and they have all of these beautiful kids, and then they're completely devastated on the inside, and then they kill themselves because they're completely empty. And we're just shocked by why? He had everything. What is everything? We woke up this morning. That is a gift.
Wow.
We have everything.
This is the Team Never Quit podcast. So buckle up, Buttercup.